The war between North and South Sudan lasted for over half a century, cost over 3 million lives, and forced 5 million to leave their homes. Those who survived in a country ravaged by war needed faith and hope to carry on. Simple people helped them achieve this. Catechists. One of them was Gabriel, a catechist from the town of Torit.
So these are my belongings. This is the wife, and this is the last born, which followed Dominic. This one is called Josephine, and this one is called Dominic. And this is an orphan. He stay with me, and that is the son of my brother, my child. These are all the family. So these are my belongings, children.
North Sudan is overwhelmingly inhabited by Muslims, whilst the south largely by Christians. Over the centuries, black Africans living in the south fell prey to incursions by Arabs from the north seeking cheap slave labour. Distrust towards Islam continues to dominate amongst the descendants of victims of this once merciless trade, whilst Christianity finds favour.
My grandfather started Christian. My father, after reaching 3, they were trained by the church authorities to become mason because there was no mason. So some were given carpentry and some were for mechanic. So his son was become a mason. So from that moment, we started working with the church. We grow in the church. Even I was even born in the church.
A former Anglo-Egyptian colony, the Sudan became an independent state on January 1st, 1956, under the rule of Muslims from the north. The new government immediately began to Islamize the southern provinces, a policy that rapidly led to protests among the local populace and in due course to the outbreak of civil war.
In 1963, when I'm already in primary 1, the expatriate priests were expelled from Sudan. Only we have some priests like late Padre Laupidia and Bishop Paride is still around. So they were the people who were handling the church.
Only a few local clergymen remained in southern Sudan. However, the South's obstinate resistance against Islamization further strengthened and united the Christian community.
When the war started, we went all to the town. But life in the town was a bit difficult. If you are not employed, you cannot survive. So we are expecting things to be helped, either from the priest, either from anybody, but a difficult moment.
A truce ended the First War in 1973, with the South granted limited autonomy. The country's Arabization and Islamization, however, continued unabated and ultimately emboldened the Khartoum government to introduce Islamic Sharia law throughout the country. The seeds of discontent had been sown, the outbreak of yet another civil war in the south an inevitable consequence.
Until 1988, there was a great death of people because of hunger. The SPLA all close besieged the town. No one can move out and no one can come in. So things were bad. When you find a door which is locked without, you will find a human being inside which is died.
Christians were persecuted by both sides of the conflict. Backed by the Communist Soviet Union and China, the Sudanese People's Liberation Army, the SPLA, also initially saw the church's actions as a threat.
1989, Torit was captured by the SPLA. Then Paride, Loful, Leo, and John Baptist were taken all in prison. The place remained empty. So when I came from the village, the Christian said, you lead us. So I remained in the church here. I continued without priest.
Torit, capital of one of the provinces of the south, was constantly besieged, bombed, and often changed hands. Gabriel remained with those that could not flee the city.
In 92, when the government soldiers entered in also, that was the time all of us moved from Torit because of crossfire. So we moved out. The bishop and the priest went also, some to Palataka, some to Isoke and other places. If Christians are here, I have to remain with them. So I remain with them. So from that moment, I remained in the town without a priest. The priest visited us twice a year.
The beleaguered city was left with practically no outside aid. There was great hunger and children suffered the most.
We opened the feeding center and also we are training them, the sign of the cross, also teaching them how to write A, B, C, D. Some NGOs like Christian NGOs, NCA, supported us with the Sudan Council of Churches. They gave us a little support indirect.
Under these difficult conditions, hope could be found through faith. Despite Christians suffering great persecutions, Gabriel continued to catechize and Torit had many conversions.
The big number of baptism occurred. We got 478 baptized and also given confirmation. So that was a blow. For that one, I received 21 days in prison. I was in prison several times. Prison was becoming for me a place of house arrest. Many people worried, but God was with me. And up to now, I'm proud that God is with me.
After a war that devastated South Sudan, peace seemed assured following the signing of the 2005 peace agreement and the limited autonomy that came with it. The long-awaited respite had finally come, and hope for a peaceful, conflict-free life in anticipation of the independence referendum. Unfortunately, according to local people, the Muslim government in Khartoum continues to fuel anxieties in South Sudan by supporting guerrilla groups such as the Lord's Resistance Army, the LRA. In the last few years, its soldiers attacked Christian inhabited villages in the south and cruelly murdered many innocent people.
I was given the head catechist of Palataka. One day, I fell to the ambush of the LRA. God also picked me from the hands of the LRA. At that moment, I know God wants to use me. And up to now, I praise Jesus. The more I prayed, the more I remained strong. The more I did not pray, the more I become weak. But God is loving me and loving everybody. Even the priest was beaten. I'm asking myself, what if am I really to suffer like this? I remember back my teaching from my mother. Who said, the moment difficulties come, the moment God comes to you. Don't fear. If you're doing the right thing, the right thing will set you free.
In the referendum held in January 2011, the people of South Sudan unequivocally voted for independence from the Muslim North. Will peace, finally returned to South Sudan for good.
Because we were born during war, we pray for this peace to be really the real peace. So we expect the real peace because we have seen the pain of war. With prayer, peace will come.